Alright, hi everyone, this is Hio with Friends Are Protecting Families, Protecting Pack. I'm just working on my generator, my RV here. And I have an ONN 7000 Marquis, and I replaced the control board because it wasn't getting enough voltage into the fuel pump. And then after a while, the fuel pump just kind of wasn't keeping up or whatever, maybe it never kept up, and I can power it manually to get the fuel through. And then once we get the engine started, then there's enough compression or vacuum from the pistons to draw more fuel out. But then after a while, when you try to start from fresh, it doesn't start up. And it turns out there's not enough voltage going to the fuel pump. And I think it's a control board. I replaced it already. I didn't want to spend another $200 to replace the control board. It was pumping out 11.5 volts, and it was just not enough voltage to drive the fuel pump. So I went ahead and got a voltage booster from Amazon. I'll give you the link below, and I'll show you a demonstration. I was able to convert that 11.5 volts and boost it up to 13.5 volts, and then I can actually see fuel pumping through. And after it pumped through, it finally worked. So I'm gonna go ahead and walk you over it now. Take a look at this. I'm gonna turn the generator off so that you can kind of see the device. But I got it running, so I'm pretty excited about that. So let me go ahead and do that. Alright, so I just need to stop that so that you can see. Now that I have 13.5 volts going to the fuel pump, I actually have a generator that works. And I have this fuel shut off, so I'm going to go ahead and start it back up and end this video so that you can get that voltage booster connected up. You're going to have to figure out which wires belong to what, but just splice into it and then and cut it. Also, this is important because you don't want fuel sitting in there, so you want to make sure you run it and then shut the fuel off until it shuts off on its own, so that we burn off all the fuel in that bowl and it doesn't clog up. Alright, so we're just gonna let that die out. So I do that every time, especially for small engines. They don't last very long unless you do that. So that's just the way you have to run it. Shut it off, and then hopefully your engine runs now. Maybe because it wasn't, when you crank it, crank, just nothing, it never starts, never stops. It's just because there's no fuel in there. And then if you do have fuel in there, the other reason why, if you see a lot of white, fuel coming out of the exhaust, then you flooded it. Then you want to actually shut that fuel off too. Crank until it shoots off enough fuel so that it's lean enough for it to start up. Then you could switch that, open up that valve and let more fuel in. So it could be flooded or it could be no fuel. Okay? Hopefully this helps. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.